The KOV is back at the airport. We go to Italy once more, which is always a pleasure and never a chore, especially when we meet up with the Simone family. In particular, Julian, who will show us a part of the collection with a nice cozy backdrop. For this video, I chose to wear my bejeweled 16568, which is the Zenith Power Daytona from the mid-90s. This spectacular piece has a baguette set bezel, and the dial is set in a pavé setting with emerald hour markers. I hope you enjoy it. It is my very pleasure to be back with a collection review with Mr. Julian de Simone, a well-known figure and respected collector in the Italian community, and of course globally recognized for being a top prime dealer in spectacular watches. And I think he brought some heat. It's already getting quite warm in front of the fireplace, but I'm looking forward to see what you brought, my friend. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Actually, I would like to thank you to come and to show you some of our watches that we brought.
Looking forward, but let's get a drink too.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
I actually brought also Tuscan wine, as here in Tuscany cannot go anything else.
Let's enjoy it, my friend.
Cheers.
Cheers. Santé.
Okay.
Let's start with the
Salute.
watch on your wrist, the 5402.
This is actually probably my favorite daily wear, and it's a watch I enjoy very much. This is a A series.
With the AP
So-
down.
Exactly. 1972.
So the very first.
One of the first 500 in the serial number. Also the dial is starting to become tropical, I would say. I just discovered actually today. I was here outside and I was looking at the watch with the sun. I saw that the dial is starting the tapisserie on top is starting to be brown, which is something also.
Yeah, that's one of the nice
Not-
features, of course, of these dials.
Yeah.
They tend to discolor over time.
Yeah.
They create a unique pattern with the tapisserie, a lot of depth to the dial.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
condition of the case and bracelet is like new, huh?
Yeah, it's very, very nice, I would say.
So why do you like to wear Royal Oaks?
I like the design, as also my brother likes, as he showed to you. I very much like the design. It's so sporty, but also elegant at the same time. It's something really, I think it goes for every occasion.
And prefer like the plain ones, time only 5402 or 14790, or would you like to go for sometimes even a tourbillon or Canchen perpetual?
I'm between the 5402 and the perpetuals,
I see. And
39 millimeters,
since we're in Tuscany,
both.
my favorite is Tuscan dial.
Okay.
I love those.
Yeah.
And the problem for me is only, in the end, 39 millimeter is wearable for me, but due to the case construction with these solid links and the end links being pretty big, I can't wear it. It's just too big for me. But it's a
Okay.
beautiful watch to wear, and I love to see it, especially around Italian people, because of course it's one of the most important places where it got adopted as a beautiful watch in Italy. So what do I have more, my friend?
So I would say, let's start with another AP, and we are passing now to a perpetual calendar. In particular, this is a limited edition of 25 only. It's in rose gold and platinum.
With the pink
With
mother of pearl dial.
Exactly.
It's so peculiar to see the center links being of white metal.
Yeah.
Because of course, if you see the most bicolor models being steel and gold, then you usually see the gold being the center and the gold being the bezel, and this way it's the other way around. But it's incredible, the configuration of the alloys together. White gold and pink gold is not something you see. Platinum and pink gold is
Platinum,
not
yeah, in
something
this
you
case.
see together often.
And also on this one, I like very much how the dial is changing depending on how the light hitting the surface.
Because the registers also really stand out.
Exactly.
Even though it's ton sur ton, it's mother of pearl on mother of pearl, but you still see the way it shimmers. It's totally different. It's an amazing example. Beautiful, very, very nice. And they only made 25 of these.
25. It's a limited edition of 25.
So when did you buy this?
This we bought actually a few years ago. This is in our collection as you know, we are collecting particular SAP, and so it's this we kept in our collection for a few years.
Incredible example, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's quite heavy also due to the weight of platinum, of course.
Yeah.
It might be more comfortable to wear the ST, the 5402, but this is something special for sure. Second time only I see this watch in real life. It's mesmerizing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. So, moving on with this one, larger one, and we pass on a Cartier.
The Tanka Guiche.
Yeah, exactly. But this one being the model original from 1931, and it's actually in white gold, so only one piece known.
This was in the Cartier Bianca book, right?
Exactly.
By Patrizzi.
Yeah, exactly.
You have this watch?
Yeah.
Wow. Almost 100 years old, this Cartier Tanka Guiche.
Exactly, 1931, so yeah, we're getting very close to 100 years.
You have many Cartiers in your collection? I see a big red box there, so...
Yeah. Today I think I brought actually 2, but we have some more.
Do you think the rise in popularity of Cartier is verified? It's good?
Well, I would say yes, it's a very undervalued, it was an undervalued brand, and now it's getting the glory that they deserve, I would say.
True, well spoken. This is a watch I could wear. Due to the size, I think it's a very, very classy and gentleman watch.
Yeah.
And incredible to think that they designed this almost 100 years ago.
And if you see the design of this one is really, they got inspired for the re-edition they made in 91.
Yeah.
Just in a larger size.
Yeah.
And then another metal, because it is white gold, and the re-edition then is in platinum, or
pink gold later.
Yeah.
Amazing. Vintage Cartiers are the epitome of well-designed and incredibly rare watches, and I think this is a beautiful specimen to behold. I saw it, I think, a couple of weeks ago on your Instagram, and I forgot about the watch, and now I see it, and it's really hits me. Beautiful, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
What do we have here?
This one?
The next one.
It's Padellone.
In pink?
In, I wish.
Oh, yellow, yellow.
In yellow.
It's still good.
Yeah, but pink is only one made.
Yeah.
But it's still very, very nice. It's a first series, so with enamel dial, double name.
Signed.
Exactly. And also, I would say, spectacular condition.
Yeah, the case is preserved magnificently. What do you like more aesthetically, 3448 or 3450?
I would say 3448.
Yeah, me too. It's more well balanced and clean, and it's almost perfect.
Especially I like more the first series, so they have this vintage look due to the enamel dials, which really, they make them more vintage. Even though, of course, even the 3450s and also the later 3448 are amazing watches.
Yeah.
And also this one, if you think, is the first automatic perpetual calendar ever, so it's something really an historical piece, I would say.
Yeah, historically it's one of the most coveted perpetual calendars in the world.
Yeah.
And the first series is the most valued and the most collected watch, and it sits nicely on the wrist, huh?
Yeah. Also, I would say this size is really perfect. The shape.
Beautiful. Do you value double signatures a lot, or?
I like them. Then, depending, of course, on which one. This is pretty rare. It's from Colombian retailer.
Makes me wonder who ordered this watch back then in Colombia, right?
Who knows?
That's the beauty of the story of one of these retailer signed watches.
Yeah. So, if we move on, we will pass to a 6262 Paul Newman in, I would say, close to new old stock condition, still with the sticker outside the case back.
This might be the best kept Paul Newman I've ever seen.
Yeah, if you try also to open the bracelet, the clasp is extremely tight. You can it's like
you still feel it, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, you can feel it when it's so tight that it's barely moving and closing.
They are most impressive when they're maintained like this.
Yeah.
I saw one from Maurizio, which is also very interesting, the Neanderthaler, which is like the opposite, but also very charming. But to have this tricolore, it is really important that the colors pop.
Yeah.
And oftentimes over time it faded a little bit, or you have some water damage. It's just sad for the overall aesthetics.
Yeah. Yeah, this one in particular also has the T-Swiss T, the flat short, which is the correct dial then for this reference.
Of course, I expected a cool Paul Newman with you guys, but this
And
really
you
blew
will
me
see
out of the
later.
water.
You might be impressed even a little bit more.
I like that.
Okay, and this is a 5004 perpetual calendar split second in
P?
platinum, with button indexes and black dial, confirmed of course, and close to new condition. And this is a watch I really like.
But I think they're still relatively affordable. In the end, of course, it's a lot of money, but it's not like 24.99 range or 15.18 range. And even the 3970 that you can still pick up for, let's say, around 100K. Okay, platinum one maybe a little bit more, but it's very affordable for what it is. And the 5004, if you have a little bit of a bigger pocket, is just so much more special with the split second on it.
Yeah.
It's funny, I only bought 2 5004 pieces in my life, and both of them came from Rome. So I have a good association with the 5004s and the beautiful city of Rome. And it's a nice watch to wear.
Yeah,
Because
also
it sits good on the wrist, it's a lot of weight.
yeah, also I like very much the dial with the button indexes rather than the Arabic numerals.
Yeah,
It gave also as a more vintage look.
this is cleaner.
It's cleaner.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Okay, so we pass to another Patek, which actually you just mentioned, the reference. It's a 2499.
What series?
This is a third series, very early third series, and also very nice condition, I would say.
This is so special. Because you guys own, I heard, 2 third series.
Yeah,
It is one of the most important watches in the Patek Philippe lineage you can own. And I like it even more personally than a 1518. I like the pump pushers, in the round ones.
Yeah.
Instead of so even the first series 2499 or the 1518, I think this just looks way more sporty.
yeah, definitely. The round pushers give a look more from the 50s, the 60s.
Yeah, right? Makes it also more wearable and more a little bit of a younger watch as opposed to the 1518. But the watch itself, this example, the dial is magnificent.
Yeah, and also the case you can see also on the side.
Very well maintained.
Also, yeah, the original satin finish.
Imagine how important this watch will be in 5 or 10 years. Already now it's extremely coveted, but they are disappearing. It's hard to find any on the market right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the 5004, it's of course a very spectacular watch, but if you have deep enough pockets, you will find 2 or 3 within a week or a month.
Yeah.
To find the 2499, especially one in a good preserved condition with an original dial, not refinished, not retouched, it is becoming almost impossible.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's because of people like you who keep them all. You need to share. You need to share a little bit with the rest of the world.
Next on, I would show you the second Cartier we brought today, and it's coming from Rome. We got it locally from Rome. Here, original papers from Cravanzola Roma was the retailer. It's a platinum Cartier Crash.
I have mixed feelings about this watch. I owned it. I sold mine on the last Philips auction.
Okay.
But, I think it still is undervalued. If you compare the rarity to the yellow gold examples, of course
Yeah.
there are way more. And platinum, I think there are 8 known or
8.
so. Yeah.
It made. This one also being the only one still known with the original box and papers. I guess so. Yours
And
was-
local.
And local, yeah, directly from the first owner actually in Rome.
Super cool. But you have this watch for a while now, right?
This, yeah, we kept in our collection for a little.
Even before the crash was really becoming as popular as it is now,
Yeah.
you guys already picked up this watch, I believe. Because I also saw Marlon sitting in the auction room once with this watch on before the real hype started off.
Yeah.
Ever had a Cartier crash London?
Well, in the past, yeah.
What do you like more?
I like, this is cleaner, the design, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it fits better the dial to the dial, but it's difficult also that the design of the London is very appealing, and a little bit larger size, maybe it makes it more modern,
Yeah.
but me having a very small wrist, I think this is also fitting me very good. So I don't really have a favorite, to be honest. I like both.
Well, if you compare a platinum one from 91 to the yellow gold London, then I would probably rather go for the platinum. It's just so super rare. But I think the yellow gold is the most popular. It's easier to sell because it's more adopted in the pop culture, and you know, with Kanye West wearing the watch, or all these people, famous people, Tyler the Creator, of course, who's a Cartier aficionado. Yeah. This is a great gateway into the beautiful world of vintage Cartier.
Yeah, that one also, as you said, due to the production that is not as limited as this one, it's easier to come across, so it became more popular. True. This is something that you barely see.
This is really the niche.
Yeah.
The top market.
So, let's go. This is also probably, this is the Paul Newman I was mentioning before.
With a Tiffany stamp and
this is the name
American
of the original
sounding name.
Exactly. This is actually the name engraved on the case back as the original owner, where my father Maurizio bought a few years ago the watch, and he personally flew in the States, and he met the owner, and then he bought the watch.
How many of these are ever created with the Tiffany & Co stamp? Do you know that?
In the Limoncino, this is the only one known.
The only Limoncino with the Tiffany & Co stamp?
Known.
Known, of course.
But with Rolex, you can never. It's probably unique.
And the owner who sold it, he is still alive?
He's still alive, yeah.
So he would be grateful to see the watches kept in your collection for all these years, being enjoyed. Are you more of a Limoncino or JPS, color configuration-wise?
I'm more Limoncino also, because we found this and
yeah, well, okay, but this is in a
it's something more
of its own. I mean, it's spectacular.
But yeah, if we can call them regular, I would say more Limoncino.
Yeah, it's hard to call any gold Paul Newman a regular Daytona, but very strong, very, very strong. I'm impressed, my friend. It's hard to choose between a 24.99 and a Limoncino with a Tiffany & Co stamp. Those two watches will be forever in your mind. If you ever let them go, it's just...
Yeah, it's something you cannot really replace.
Yeah.
So, moving over, something pretty particular. It's a centrograph by Rolex with a telephone dial, salmon dial, in beautiful condition with the Portuguese import mark on the lock.
Now this I didn't expect. I like to be surprised, and I'm very, very surprised by this example. It's cool also on the bamboo bracelet.
Also original bracelet.
And kept for all these years like this.
Yeah. If you see also the condition on this one are amazing. If you think also on the age of the watch, you can see also still the original satin finish outside the case back.
Now this is my size of watches.
Yeah.
If you have this one, the Crash, the Tonka Guichet, very small watches, but very, very powerful and very big in collectability.
And this one I particularly like, the telephone dial. Really stands as something very particular, a design that you never saw. They just made it in really the past, and something you don't really see anymore.
And salmon colored.
And salmon colored.
Amazing. Didn't expect to see this watch in here, but it definitely surprised me in a good way. So we're over to the last one already?
Yep. So this is a Rolex 5030 rose gold, retailed by Joyeria Riviera.
Nice. So one of the very first Datejust models.
Exactly.
Prior to them using, for example, the Cyclops, so with the domed glass. And you don't value retailer stamps that much, but you have many retailer stamped watches. Well, they add something special, and the Joyeria Riviera signature, for me, is the most elegant one. Just aesthetically, it looks the nicest with the J that's so flashy, and in pink gold with the pink gold Jubilee bracelet.
Yeah.
For me, 50s or even 40s Datejust and 50s Datejust, they're something to behold and something to aesthetically really learn from. Also, if you look at the day-date line, for example, the 6611s or the 6511s or 6512, whatever, it is something where you can truly admire the craftsmanship that goes into the watches. And of course, prior to the day-date even being released, you had all these Datejust 4467 or 5030, and you can really see how much effort they put into the watches. For example, you also have the 6604 in platinum, right?
Yeah.
Unique piece, is it?
Yeah, this should be unique.
Yeah.
Unique.
Probably. If you hold that watch, I saw it first time at the VRA in Bali with Maurizio.
Yeah.
The watch was in my hand. I was like, this is the craziest watch. And in the end, it's a Datejust.
Yeah.
But it beats 99% of even the Pateks. Most of the Pateks it will beat. For me, that Datejust will definitely beat a 5004 even. And if you see this Datejust, I think it is only safe to assume that this was the flagship model back then. They put so much effort in it, and so much joy can be still retained from these old watches if kept in perfect condition. Amazing. Beautiful, my friend. Beautiful, but in the end, I saw two watches that really stole my heart. And it's of course the 2499 3rd series and the incredible Tiffany & Co. signed. These two are something you will probably, 99% of the even top watch dealers will never have these two watches in their hand at the same time, let alone owning them. So I feel privileged to see this. Thank you, my friend.
My pleasure, and thank you again.
Wow.
Well,
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I hope you like this video. If you could have these watches in your hand, it's an honor, really. And I think they're very well curated. Of course, you're already pretty experienced in the world of watches, even though you're pretty young. You're 35?
35.
35. But you can definitely see you have a lot of experienced taste and a flavor that stands on its own. If you see this collection, it's very well procured. Yeah. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you follow not only Julian de Simone, but of course Watches in Rome. Subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, thumbs up, and let us know if you would like to go for either the 2499 or perhaps my favorite of the bunch, because it's just so unique, the Tiffany & Co. stamped Limoncino. Bravo. Cheers.